Alright, so I was in the park the other day, and I saw, like, a rabbit running around the park, and then suddenly all the dogs started barking, so now we've got, like, 18 dogs chasing after the rabbit, which is on the other side of the park, okay? And so then I see over there was a guy crossing the road, and he's running, like, 5 lanes of traffic, and cars are screeching to a stop to try to halt him. And then he looks behind him, and he sees his child, presumably his child is about to cross the road, he's about 4, and so he looks at his rabbit over there, and now he has to decide, okay, so is he going to keep going and save the rabbit from the dogs, or is he going to go back and help his child across the road? So he runs back, picks up his child, gets across the road, and now he's in the park, and he's now running full pelt at that rabbit to try to save him. So there's a big construction site there. He picks up 2 of those bricks, and there's like 20 dogs are closing in on the rabbit. He yeets the brick, wow, takes out one of the dogs. Wow, yeets the brick, takes out one of the dogs. So he keeps going, he's going to save that rabbit from the dogs. Okay, then a corgi catches up to the dog, and the corgi sort of tackles the rabbit. But then he looks behind him, okay, and he sees there is an Alsatian actually about to attack his child. Okay, so now we've got to make that same decision again. But this time, the rabbit starts punching back, and he realises that the rabbit is actually doing better against that corgi that his child is going to be doing against that, Alsatian. So he runs back, picks up one of the bricks that he used to take out the dogs, yeets it. Lovely headshot on the Alsatian. After saving his kid, he runs back, and he runs back to the rabbit, and at this point, the rabbit has, like, punched the corgi into the ground, so the corgi has several broken bones now, and the rabbit just finishes off the corgi just in time to turn around, okay, and start fighting the chihuahua, and so a fight breaks out between the rabbit and the chihuahua, and all the other dogs are still on their way trying to run that, but then the guy arrives, right, just drop kicks the chihuahua, like, and the chihuahua flies, like, halfway across the park, it's tiny, so he picks up the rabbit, and then he sees, like, they're all closing on in his kid again, so he runs over, alright, just tackles the dogs out the way, alright, picks a Labrador up, yeet, alright, meanwhile, his child is using the rabbit cage, because his child was carrying the rabbit cage the entire time, presumably they're, like, chasing their escaped rabbit, okay? So the child is trying to just, like, blunt force trauma one of the dogs with this edge of his cage, so he picks up the kid, kicks the last dog away, picks up the rabbit, puts the rabbit in the cage, shuts the door, and then they just, like, pelt off, escape it, as, like, 20 angry dog owners are saying, what did you just do to my dog? You just bricked all our dogs, okay? So anyway, a few minutes later, I just, like, well, I have to see where this is going, so I get so I leave the most important meeting of my life, and follow them all, to the vet. And the guy says, yeah, so a corgi just bit my rabbit. Can you please check my check my rabbit up? And we got like six dog owners behind them queuing up to have their dog checked in for blunt force trauma. So anyway, after the whole incident, his rabbit was fine, by the way, don't worry. The dogs weren't. Some of the dogs weren't anyway. So I spoke to the guy and I said, buddy, how did you get in that situation? He said, well, I let my, like, 4 or 5-year-old child take care of the rabbit for a bit, and after not 5 minutes, he came to me and said, Daddy, the rabbit's run away. So we both, like, chase it 10 minutes across town until eventually we arrive at the park. And, well, and then I have to decide between, do I want to save my kid or save the rabbit, Eventually I managed to save both, but I did not expect, when I woke up this morning, I did not expect to have to break several dogs. So that was a fun time I had yesterday. I kind of enjoyed watching that. What do you think?